Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Dope proudly brings to you the Dope Show. What can I say? I am here. I am ready to show some stuff. I've had a great week. I hope all of you have had great weeks. We've got questions. I'm going to try to answer some questions. We've got modern books. I went to a Comic-Con this weekend. We got Comic-Con books. We've got cool stuff to look at. We're going to just slow it down a little bit, try to get some kind of structure to the show. We never have structure to the show. You know what I'm saying? Because we got questions. We got all kinds of stuff to do. First thing I guess I'll talk about is the worst reads of the week. And this right here was pretty bad. I just couldn't stay into it. The best thing's the cover. I like the glow-in-the-dark cover. I actually love the cover. It looks badass. It's got badass bones. I mean, think about it. Batman against the werewolf. Halloween time. I love werewolves. Why wouldn't this work? But then you open it up and the artwork just don't do it for me. And I thought I could get used to the artwork because I love Dracula. And Dracula's got crazy artwork, but you adjust to it. You become part of that world, but it just didn't work in this book. The panels, the story was worse than the artwork. I couldn't figure out if the panels went sideways, down. I'd go sideways and read it. It wouldn't make any sense. I'd try reading it down. It just wouldn't make any sense. No matter how I read it, maybe it's me. Books hit different for different people. And this one was a strikeout for me. I was all excited about it. Maybe I had too big of hopes. But cool cover anyway. What else can I say about that? So that one's gone. Another bad read for me this week. Wolverine. I tried to give this a shot. One was okay. So I picked up issue 2 because I was excited because it had Wendigo in it. Wendigo, or Wendigo as some people call him, is one of my favorite characters. I love the fact that these people are cannibals and they're eating people, up in the Great White North, and they become Wendigos. Just a giant-ass Bigfoot Yeti, and they're full of destruction and piss and vinegar. I love them. But this one here, they actually made the Wendigo talk. The Wendigos don't talk. They also made you feel remorse for it. It was a little boy and not a demon that's been eating other people's bodies. But they really went against a lot of the rules that you don't do for a Wendigo. He don't talk. You don't feel remorse for them. They're beasts. They're creatures from hell. You know what I'm saying? They let their balls hang. And you didn't let their balls hang. You know what I'm saying? You sit here and you made somebody feel remorse for the guy. You're trying to turn him into a mutant and making people like the guy. And he's not a mutant. He is a Wendigo. Now for me, I will not be picking up Wolverine 3. We got a new writer. I'm not a new writer. We got a new artist on Geiger. The art's not that worse than it was before. It's not Gary Frank anymore, but the art's still pretty good. And I did enjoy this story. Geiger's great like always. If you're not reading Geiger, it's probably the second or third best thing going right now in Image. I love Geiger. I love Rook a lot. And my favorite is up next. My favorite is Sam and Twitch. Sam and Twitch is the best thing I read all week. It's brutal. Who says Todd McFarlane can write? A lot of people say Todd McFarlane is just an artist, but he can write. I'm convinced after reading this. Todd McFarlane can write. Been reading this now. What is this? Issue 7. It's $2.99. Great materials. I don't even like Spawn, but I love this. If you're not into Spawn, give this a shot. It's a Spawn universe, but it has nothing to do with Spawn. It has nothing to do with that stuff. Really love Sam and Twitch. Hope it lasts forever. Keep on doing your thing, Todd Father. I like that. So I went to a comic show, and the first thing I found at the comic show, the Comic-Con, well, before we do that, I guess we should get to one question. We'll answer a simple one first. George88, anything new or exciting coming out? Yeah, this week we've got DC Horror. I'm sure to let me down. I'm sure the artwork's going to be bad, but it's a bunch of stories. It's anthology stories all in one book. So I'm excited about that. Anytime I can get some DC Horror, it goes back to nothing was better than DC Horror in the 70s. So, I like DC Horror better in the 70s than I do pre-code horror. And I've got tons of pre-code horror, and I don't mind paying for it. I love the history of it. But DC Horror in the 70s was where it was at. If you think about it, you had House of Secrets, you had House of Mysteries, you had Unexplained, you had what else did you have? You had Sinister House, you had all these different titles that were amazing. It's out all at the same time. Weird War Tales, weird Tales. I mean, just all kinds of great stuff. I loved them all. So they cannot be beat. But one thing I did find now that we're back to the, well, let me finish that. George 88, anything new and exciting coming out. DC Horror, Green Lantern Dark. I've never read a Green Lantern book in my life. This is a good chance to jump on because it is a world full of monsters, and Green Lantern, from what I understand in the synopsis, is the only thing living besides these monsters. So, and it's a girl Green Lantern. I don't mind that a bit. I've never read Green Lantern. I don't have any emotional ties to Green Lantern. So fuck with Green Lantern all you want. Just don't fuck with Hulk or Ghost Rider, and I'm happy. Also, Frankenstein 3. Frankenstein 3 is nothing new coming out. I've been reading it since the beginning, but Frankenstein 3. Frankenstein's been a great story. If you want to read something good, read some Frankenstein. Frankenstein, Michael Walsh is killing it. He's doing the art. He's writing the stories. Michael Walsh, you know, from the Silver Coin fame. He is the baby of Silver Coin. Michael Walsh is unbelievable. He's definitely up there with my top 3 writers and my top 3 artists. So if you love horror books, you got to know who Michael Walsh is. Went to a Comic-Con this weekend, and I'm trying to answer the Great Age Debate. I found this book. I've always wanted this book. I've never wanted to pay for this book because it's usually overpriced. And I'm sure I'm not going to like the art, and I'm sure I'm not going to like the way the story ends. And it's probably going to disappoint me, but who would win in a fight? Hulk or Superman? This is a Marvel book that came out. Hulk versus Superman. The age-old question. I've got to know. I've got to read this. Being a Hulk fan, being a Superman fan, I've never read this. So I've never liked the artwork, but, you know, maybe I can just get down to it, and I've got to know how it ends. How would this end? Being a Marvel book, I don't think they will let Hulk lose. I don't understand how this is going to work, but I'm excited about this. This is Hulk versus Superman. So I will be reading that. Speaking of Hulk, I found this. It's one of my favorite covers of Hulk comics. Found this at the comic book store. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You know, kind of reminds you of Todd McFarlane's artwork, but I don't guess it is because it ain't signed Todd McFarlane. But anyway, beautiful book. Love the artwork. Great book. Like that one. Let's do another question. Comic _Queen 87. Best frozen pizzas? She must have been watching some of the shows because she knows I love frozen pizzas and I like doing reviews on frozen pizzas. And I don't do them on YouTube, but I love frozen pizzas and I like ordering and getting every kind of frozen pizza I can find and doing reviews on them. And in 4th place, if you want to know my favorite, 4th goes to a company called Jack's Frozen Pizza. The original crust Jack's Supreme comes in 4th. 3rd place goes to Tombstone Original Crust Supreme. 2nd place goes to Tony's Original Crust Supreme. And the best pizza in the world is the Red Baron Original Crust Supreme. And if you're going to get any of those, you've got to add Frank's Red Hot. So my pick is Red Baron Original Crust Supreme. Add Frank's Red Hot. Can't beat that. I'd rather have that than go out and get pizza. Anyway, let's show some comic books. Picked this up at the Comic-Con. I love these Ghosts. I found a honey hole of Ghost. This is a beautiful one, as you can see. Love it. We've got I don't think if I was this guy, I wouldn't trust this guy's muscles. I don't think this skeleton has many muscles to hold you up. We've got another Ghost. This is a beautiful 61. If anybody wants to find this one on eBay and buy it, can't beat that. We have Ghost 35. We got this girl on a sailboat by herself. Her cat's scared to death, but I could say some jokes about a wet pussy, but I'm not going to. We're not going there with the girl with the cat. Anyway, as you can see, we got some guys trying to get on the boat. It looks like it's spring break, 1996, Panama City, all over again. Anyway, what about an unexpected 12 center, number 108? This is a beautiful one I haven't seen out in a while too often. These people are fighting on top of looks like a lighthouse. You can see down there, you can see the boats. You can see the water's edge. You can see the sand. This is unexpected, number 108. Glad I picked this up. And anytime you find House of Secrets is the belle of the ball. When it comes to DC horror, I love House of Secrets and I love Witching Hour the best. I also like House of Mystery and other things, but House of Secrets and Witching Hour, that's where it's at. And this House of Secrets is always probably my favorite. That or Witching Hour. I go backwards and forth. But this, I did not have this one. So anytime I find 20-cent House of Secrets, or really any House of Secrets, I pick them up. We got a guy hanging from the bows of the boat. They always have little kids on front of these. Up to little mischief. This is number 130. And the last horror one I found was House of Secrets 109. We got this guy in a cage. We got all the people out here looking, trying to find out what's going on. Beautiful green, beautiful black cover. Them are all cool. Ripping Those Packs, 87. Fred Flintstone versus Tony the Tiger. Well, if you're talking fights, I thought about this a lot, Ripping Those Packs. And Tony the Tiger seems like he's got a deep voice. He is a tiger, so he's got a lot of agility. He lands on his feet because he's from the cat, breed. He's strong. He's fast. He sounds like a deep voice, like he's really a mean machine. Plus, he's on a sugar rush. He's been eating Frosted Flakes. But Fred Flintstone is a caveman. He's strong. He fucking battles dinosaurs every day at his construction site. I mean, he's riding on back of those, what are they called? Sacatora-pops? I don't even know what them dinosaurs are called. Sacatora-pops. And they're picking up rocks. And he's battling, keeping that Sacaporus-pop. I'm not a teacher. I don't need to be a history teacher and teach people about dinosaurs. But anyway, he's got that big-ass dinosaur. And he's making him do what he wants to do. And he's picking up rocks with his forehead. If you watch just the way it comes on, I remember that from Flintstone days. So you basically got a caveman against a tiger man. And I think it would be a good fight. But I'm going to have to go with agility and stuff of Tony the Tiger. I think his agility would just take over. He's probably quicker than Fred. Fred likes to hang out the Moose Lodge, even though he is a caveman, and get a little drunk. So I'm going with Tony the Tiger to beat Fred Flintstone, Ripping Those Packs. And if anybody's got any questions for me, you can leave them in the comments, send them to me on IG, or just message me. I'm always answering these questions, and a lot of times it's the same question asked in a different way. So I try to find at least one fighting versus question. I try to find comic origin stuff, and I try to find something about food, because I love food. Anyway, next, I picked up a couple of magazines, man. Got some great magazines. Check this one out, Witching Tales. We've got a witch, and she's got this red-headed fire crotch tied up. And, around here, people prize fire crotches. If you're a red-headed hot girl, people around here love you. And this witch has got the mojo on the fire crotch. Mojo. Look at that witch. She's socking it to her, baby. She's socking it to her. And this girl, she's in chains. She's going to be somebody's slave. I don't know. I haven't read it yet. And the last book I picked up, classic, the belle of the ball of anything I picked up today, The Heap Creeps, The Swamp Shall Shudder. This is a beautiful psycho book. This is one that you need for your collection. It is beautiful. We got these skeletons all down here. We got the heap walking through the swamp. This is it, boy. This is as good as it gets. Now, let's just talk about that wolf cover I showed in the last video. It's better than this. But anyway, this is as good as it gets. And look at it. Look at it. Find you one of these on eBay. If you're interested in one of these, this is Psycho number 11. Psycho number 11. So, just like I think I've showed you some good stuff. You got food you can eat this week. Go out and get you a Red Baron Original Crust, Supreme, Frank's Red Hot. Go get you some stuff. Go read you some Salmon Twitch. And we're under 15 minutes, guys. Oh, yeah, I've got one more thing to show you guys. One more thing. So I went to the horror tent last night. If you've been watching my shorts, I went to the horror tent last night. I picked up this one. I've got all kinds of Frankenstein mask. And the big latex ones that cost over $100 is cool. I got some of those. But this was just a cheap mask that was done well. It is hard plastic, and I can sit it on my bookshelf, and it'll look cool, and it didn't cost me a lot. I think it was $31. But cool book, cool mask, cool horror stuff. This is the best time of the year, guys. And just like that, we're over 15 minutes. Until the next time, read your comics.